Hello guys, it's Red here, and today we're not going to watch any battle, but today we're going to talk about how Wargaming balances tanks, and in particular I'm going to show you all the mistakes that Wargaming makes on the example of MT-25 and 5916. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of other mistakes, and I will be very happy if you just write them in comments, if you make some kind of analysis. Like if you compare two tanks of the same class, of the same tier, and you'll show that one tank is completely superior to the other one. Just don't say anything about T44, we all know how bad it is. And yeah, so let's start with MT-25 and 5916. First of all, I'm going to talk about stock gun, which is also playable, so they are alright with this gun, both of them. 57mm MT-25 and 57mm 5916. Okay, and let's look just at the raw numbers of the guns. These numbers are not affected by the crew, by all of that, so this is just raw stats. This is the gun of MT-25, and this is the gun of 5916. Okay, so we have identical rate of fire. Well, that's great. We have identical alpha. The penetration 112, 160 for MT-25, 112, 189 for 5916. So we have almost 30 millimeters more penetration. What does it mean? 160 can be not enough to penetrate OI in the front if it's not standing very straight, so you can't guarantee the penetration. This guarantees it. 160 can bounce off IS if it's angled. 160 can be not enough to penetrate angled T29, whereas 5916 doesn't have any problems with any of them. Okay. Dispersion, MT-25 0.36, here we have 0.34 for 5916. Alright. I even looked up the gun handling of the tanks. Their gun handling on the move for all their guns is exactly identical. And MT-25 has slightly better dispersion from turning the turret. Does it compensate this? I think not really, but let's say it does. Okay, so let's say it's fine. Identical aiming time. Okay, good. And let's look also at the ammo capacity. MT-25. This is gorgeous 100 rounds. You can take as many of any kind as you want. Okay. 5916. 70. Well, that's of course less, but I can't say it's bad. I even carry 10 high explosives. I don't know why. Let's make it. I don't know. I don't see much difference, you know, when I do this. But okay, fine. That's alright. That's maybe not that bad. Okay, let's then switch to the top gun, and it will be even more interesting. Okay, the top gun of MT-25, there it is. Top gun of 5916 new, 76mm. Both of these tanks didn't have this gun before 918. These guns, they had only 57. Okay, rate of fire 13, almost 16. Okay, like 13 and a half, 16. Okay. Penetration 125, 156, 138, 180. And 5916 again penetrates anyone, even if he's angled, like penetrates T29, penetrates OI pretty easily. This doesn't penetrate OI in most cases, especially if it's on the distance. Alpha damage 115, 110 with gold. 115, 115. What is this? What is this? Why? Just... how did you balance the tank? So, if that's going to be 115, then it's going to be overpowered. We need to cut off 5 alpha damage. Like, yes, it has, like, who cares about it? But just why? I don't understand it. Okay, dispersion, 0.42 against 0.4. Aiming time, 2.3, 2. And yeah, the gun handling is the same as it was with the 57mm gun, so... but this aiming time and this improved accuracy, they just make it more accurate. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that for 57mm gun, all the shell velocities are identical. I also looked it up. And the shell velocities, by the way, are not identical for MT-25 and 5916. Let me find it. I wrote down everything on paper, you know, old-fashioned way. Yeah, MT-25 has slightly better shell velocity. Like here it's 800 main, here for 5916 it's 700 main. And for gold it's like 1000 for MT-25, 900 for 5916. But, you know, I don't think that shell velocity is enough to compensate this, and that. Like, I don't understand how these guns were balanced. Oh, yeah, let's look at the ammo capacity. That's even more interesting. 70 rounds for MT-25. 45 rounds for 5916. That's almost twice. Almost twice. Why? 45 rounds? Yeah, you probably won't use them all, but I was a few times close to that. Like, I was left with, you know, 8 rounds or something, and you will never ever run out of ammo in MT-25. Just what's the logic behind it? Is that like, so you think like 5916 gets better gun, so it will run out of ammo quicker, so that it's not then overpowered comparing to MT-25? What? Like, that's really nonsense. Okay, so we see that in general 5916 in terms of gun is better than MT-25. MT-25 is not bad. I spent some time recently playing it quite much, and it's fine, but in terms of gun, 5916 really wins, and wins pretty significantly. Okay, maybe like MT-25 is better scout. You know, same view range, they have very similar max speed, they have very similar power to rate, like MT-25 is slightly better. MT-25 has also better ground resistance, 0.6, 0.7, and here it's 0.8, 0.9. But 5916 has better traverse speed, so in terms of motion, they are pretty similar, and you know, the difference of 2 km/h max speed is not that huge. It's not something you'll feel. So when you drive them, you don't feel any difference. And 5916 has slightly better camo, like 2% better camo. So, like max camo. I don't have really max camo here because I don't have camo at the commander, but I checked all of that. And yeah, 5916 has 2% better camo. That kinda compensates slightly slower acceleration or something, but you don't really feel that. So as scouts, they are identical, I would say. And in terms of gun, 5916 just wins, well, pretty much in each and every stat. So I just have no idea how the tanks were balanced. You know, there has to be a person in Wargaming, I'm sure there is, which puts the final sign, like, this is a supervisor, and then he gets the list of the changes, and then he puts the final sign like, okay, that goes in production. How did that person allow this to go into production? That is not clear to me, because so far I see no reason to play MT-25 if I have 5916. That's all very sad, and guys, if you have any examples similar to that, please leave them in comments. Let's help Wargaming see their mistakes. Let's just not be very salty about what they do wrong. Let's give them some particular examples. Let's just show them with the finger, like, here, guys, you made a mistake. Here, this is wrong. So don't really say things like, this tank is shit, this tank is overpowered. We want to have good, complete analysis. We want to be really, to say everything in a smart way. To prove our words and everything. So if this was interesting for you, this was kind of a review for boss tanks, by the way, you can say. If this was interesting for you, you can like the video so that I'll know that you like this kind of stuff. And of course, I will check your proposals in the comments to compare some other tanks. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next videos.